All right. Now, there's part two. I left off with talking about Baal and how he rules in the east. Okay. Now, notice the name Baal. Okay. You have a compound of Ba and El. El is the name, the divine name of God. Okay. But all angels, all archangels anyway, not all angels, but the archangels all have the last name El. The suffix on their name is El. Okay? Michael, okay, which is really pronounced Mikael. Okay? Raphael, okay? Uriel or Uriel, okay? Sakiel or Sakai El, okay? Gabriel, Jabriel, okay? So they all, the high top ranking angels, have the last name El. And angels are called sons of God, and we're called son of man. Okay? Now, if you remember the opening to the book of Job, it says, there came a day when God El was holding court, and in walks Satan. Well, they mean to say Baal. Okay? And God El says to him, from whence thou cometh? Okay? Baal. And he says, for I am coming up and down, back and forth the earth, seeking whom I can devour. Now remember, only God sits in the four corners of the earth. North, south, east, west. So when he says, I've come from up and down, north and south, back and forth, east and west, the earth, seeking whom I can devour. So he's going everywhere that God is, because remember, he says this, I shall be as the Most High. He wants to be God. So of course, he's going to go everywhere God is. He wants to perpetrate a fraud, okay? That he is the God on this planet, that he's running things, okay? So he's going everywhere God is, seeking God's people to see who he can devour. So then El says to him, have you considered my servant Job? Remember, he's seeking people in the four corners of earth where El resides that claim to be righteous. We go all the way back. We take this story back to the beginning when El orders them to make obeisance to man. Okay, so El says to him, "Have you considered my servant Job? He is righteous." And then Baal says to him, "I assure you that if you let me touch his property and his physical treasures, that he will curse thee to this face." So then El says to him, okay, you can touch his property and physical treasures, but don't touch him. Okay, don't you put your hands on him. All right. So we know the story that immediately a servant comes up to Job. Job, I was in the field and the such and such Philistines or whatever came down on us and they took all his cattle and everything because Job was a very wealthy man. You know what I mean? So then as soon as one finished speaking, another one comes up. I was in the home of your children, and you know that they meet every Sabbath day, you know, which is Saturday. Usually in the Hebrew religion, you fasted on Friday, and then you had Sabbath or feasted on Saturday. Okay, so he says that you know how your kids get together and they take turns in each other's homes on the Sabbath and have feasts. Well, I was in there and the four foundation pillars of the roof fell and the roof collapsed down on them, and only I alone am here, you know, to share this with you. And one after another, these servants come to Job back to back to back, right? And declare bad news to him, all right? So then it says that Job then immediately shaves his head, put ash on him, okay, and put on sackcloth. All of these are ancient Hebrew and ancient Kemetic traditions. You wore sackcloth, which was considered like a raggedy garment that poor people wore, okay? But when you mourn, you put on sackcloth to mourn the dead, okay? Because the dead are leaving the earth with what they came in this earth with, naked and with nothingness. So the sackcloth is to, you know what I mean, relate to the dead in that particular sense. It was to be a clothing, a symbolic ritual for mourning, okay? The ash, you remember, was always put on the head. I posted something on my one of my videos that talked about how in Kemet they would put the ash on their head whenever they was mourning. All right, and I always told you that ancient Kemet and the Hebrew tradition are one of the same. We're talking about the same people. They merely had a split onto which God that they were going to worship. That's all. There was a division over what name we're going to call God and what God we're going to worship, and whether we're going to worship idols as opposed to, a non-idol Godhead. All right. Now, we have I told you how all the angels have the suffixes of El, but I didn't break down the name Baal. Baal is a compound name. It's Ba, which means spirit. Okay, that's Medunetter. It means spirit. Okay, Ka means soul. All right, so you have Ba, spirit, El. So you have Baal, the spirit of El, okay? But remember, he's a rebellious angel. He's one that refused. He's one that was cast out. He was one that fell from grace, okay? So he was cast out. He was called, a serpent, a reptilian, okay? Okay? And basically at the base of the brain, where your spinal cord, which is composed of 33 discs, okay, if you want to know about the 33 degrees, how the serpentis kundalini rises up each 33 degrees and makes its way to the base of the spine or the pineal gland, okay, the Golgotha, where Jesus was killed. See, that's allegory. He was killed in Golgotha, or the place of the skull. His pineal gland that was once active was deactivated. Okay? That's what that's about. The Bible tells you he was killed in Golgotha at a place called Peniel. It says Peniel, pineal. It's in the Bible. It's in the scripture right in your damn face. How many of you know that? How come your preacher ain't teaching you this? You understand that Jesus was crucified at the age of 33, the 33 disc of his spine, okay, in Golgotha. The place of the skull is what Golgotha means, in a town called Peniel or Pineal. Okay, how are you not teaching you that? Why? Because he don't know it. He don't know it. He don't know it. He don't know it. But yeah, he's taking the obligation and the self-proclaimed authority to be a shepherd of the people. And when you choose such a role, then you're responsible for all those people's souls' salvation, okay? And if you lead them astray, all right, then you're responsible, okay? Now, I'm glad that if you're enjoying these type of things that I'm laying on y'all, please let me know, okay? And I don't want you to let me know for no ego shit, because bro, Eli ain't on that ego shit. You know what I mean? My motherfucking ego is intact. Believe that shit. I'm trying to ascend, not descend to base consciousness. I'm trying to ascend to spiritual consciousness. I'm trying to ascend to activate my pineal gland. I'm trying to ascend to awaken the neocortex or third eye. You understand what I'm saying? Because all of us are like seeds. A seed of an orange contains all the potencies or potential of being an orange. All right? And the same with you. Okay? You are demigods. You contain all the potencies of the omnipotent God. Okay? Omnipotent. That means omnipotent. All right? The word omni is like eternal or infinite. So when you say God is omnipotent, you're saying he's like endless potential. Okay? So when he made man and when he made angels, he had to dilute himself. And that's where you see the word Elohim as the third word in the Bible. In the beginning, Elohim created, okay? And it says, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. Elohim is plural. So the Godhead himself did not make man himself, okay? He had to dilute himself some. He couldn't give you his omnipotence, because then you'll contain the potencies to be him. Okay, you'll be able to rival God.